Hey guys, Pamela Sanders with BOE Mortgage and
Brad Harper with Century 21 Sheets. Welcome to I've Got a Guy, where we bring our favorite service professionals to you guys, the people that we recommend and work with over and over again.
Right.
So today we're joined by Andy Hammond.
welcome.
Welcome with Northwestern
Mutual.
You
did it.
So I've been having name problems lately. So Andy has been my guy for a long time, just so you know. And those are my clients that are watching, and the rest of the tens of viewers that we have. Hi, Mom. Andy has probably been your financial advisor, because I've recommended Andy for close to 15 years now.
That's right.
And
Brad is my number one referral partner of all time.
oh, yes. And Andy's right up there for me. Yes.
That's
Thank you. And other than that, Andy's just a fun guy. And so, it's hard to be financial advisor funny, but we're going to try today. So Andy, tell us a little bit about you and your background.
So I grew up in Indianapolis on the south side. Went to the University of Indianapolis.
Okay.
Go Hounds. And sold Cutco knives in college.
I always think that's hilarious. Because there are certain skills that are learned from a job like that.
Oh, totally.
Like just persistence. And
Yes.
I sold fake perfume and cologne one summer.
Wow.
Like
Door to
Like it
door,
was just water? It was just water in glass?
No, it was like, hey, you like cool water? Well, check out this.
Cool water?
That was hot back in the day.
Yeah, remember?
It was.
And so you just learn so many skills of being rejected, of being
you do.
So it's fun.
I figured that out in dating life.
Hi, Ann.
Love you.
So, anyways, you were selling Cutco
Yeah,
knives.
so sold Cutco and had a great experience selling knives, and then got recruited to Northwestern Mutual in 2005.
Yeah, so I think one of the things that's always interesting, I lost my mom when I was young, and so did you.
Right.
And how did that influence?
Yeah, we're going deep quick.
Jumping
right in.
in.
I mean, how did that influence your decision to go into financial planning?
Sure. So in 1993, my mom passed away from ovarian cancer, and her life insurance helped pay for my ability to go to college.
Right.
And so after I had gotten recruited to Northwestern and started working with them, it dawned on me that part of the financial planning process is making sure folks have adequate life insurance.
Right.
It dawned on me that, gosh, well, a lot of the opportunities that I've been given in life stem from having proper life insurance planning for my folks. And so what has kept me what's kept me in the industry and what's kept me with Northwestern Mutual is they focus on both sides of financial planning, not one or the other.
Right. So not just life insurance, right?
That's right.
You're also got all your investments and your portfolio assets, that type of thing, right?
That's right. Yep. So we offer both. We do risk-based planning is the nerd term we use.
Yeah.
So risk is making sure you got enough life insurance, disability insurance, long-term care if appropriate, and then we also do the wealth accumulation, making sure folks are saving adequately to hit their goals, things that are important to them.
How much should people be saving? That's always like
The golden question.
the golden question, right?
How
Yeah.
much,
Am
right?
I doing enough, right?
Right.
Should I be spending this on? So generally speaking, my advice is you should break your savings program up into 3 buckets. So you got your short-term bucket, mid-term bucket, and a long-term bucket.
He does this really well on his whiteboard. I just saw it the other day. Again.
And,
I loved it.
And our
Impressive whiteboard skills.
right. Yeah.
All right.
in some of our conference rooms, we don't have whiteboards, and so
Yeah.
I taught myself how to write upside down.
Oh, that's impressive.
So
I
that-
gotta do it.
Yeah, I'll show you. So I can write upside down, so that I don't have to flip the paper around and be distracting.
Yeah.
It's a good party
Strong.
trick.
I like it.
Yep.
So back to the buckets.
So back to the
We're
bucket.
going to get through this, guys. I promise.
Promise.
So there's three buckets of money: short-term, mid-term, long-term. The goal of the short-term bucket is to get enough saved up so that if an emergency comes up, you have money ready. So
Okay.
HVAC unit goes out, you've got somebody parked and ready, and you don't have to stress over it.
Right.
The long-term bucket is dollars that when you put them in there, you can't touch it again until 59 and a half.
Okay.
So this would be a 401k or an IRA. Now for most folks, the IRAs options have two, Roth and traditional. Traditional IRA money goes in before taxes. You pay taxes when you pull it out.
Okay.
With a Roth, the money goes in after taxes, and you pull it out tax-free.
Nice.
Okay. Okay.
Simple.
Yeah, and so in the long-term bucket, a good idea is to make sure you're putting approximately 10% towards retirement. Of course, your goals will vary the percentage, but by and large, 10% will make sure you're on track.
Okay.
Awesome.
If the average person saves a dime, most people stop there. The midterm bucket is for what I call life-specific goals. And so these are things such as funding the kids' education, buying a house for my best friend, Brad Harper.
Yay!
In case you can't pay for it in cash, we've got our friend.
Financing.
There you go. Taking vacations, anything that you can, I say, touch, feel, smell, or experience comes from that midterm bucket.
Nice.
Interesting.
And so for that bucket, you can use stocks, bonds, mutual funds, or cash value life insurance.
Okay.
Okay.
And so between all three buckets, the goal is to be saving 20 to 30%. Also, in the midterm bucket, I forgot, 529 plans too for funding kids' education. Between all three buckets, the goal is to be saving 20 to 30% all in. If you said, Andy, how do I guarantee myself that my goals will be accomplished? If you're doing that type of savings, it's much easier to hit those goals.
Gotcha. So how dangerous is it to be worth more to your family when you're dead than you're alive?
Well, if your wife's Jen,
Yeah.
then, that's a different
Because
conversation.
I tell my wife all the time, no, we don't. Yeah, no, But the reality is,
That's so funny.
You're not right.
Before we jump into that dialogue, I want to jump back to the savings thing real quick.
okay,
So, when I say saving 30%, that's a hard number for a lot of folks to get to.
sure.
And so, for those who heard me say that and now they're doing the math and I go, he wants me to do what? Like that number is not an easy place to get to. So any progress towards is great.
Okay.
All right, so jump into the
Worth more dead than alive.
back to Jen going. Ooh.
Yeah. So I guess the real question is like, how much insurance should a person carry at any point?
Yeah. So again, generally speaking, we want folks that if something happens to one of you, as I say, if the good Lord calls you home, we want your surviving spouse to be able to sustain the standard of living that y'all have grown accustomed to, at least until your youngest child is out of the house.
Okay.
And
Good
so,
advice.
hey,
Sure.
thanks.
Yeah.
The idea is, if there is a large disruption, like when I lost my mom, we didn't have to worry about money, at least immediately, because that life insurance policy was there. And, for folks who have helped guide through that process when a spouse, dies, having adequate life insurance allows everybody to just relax a little bit and spend time doing the important stuff, which is grieving over their loved one. And so if we have if the lifestyle is being funded, at least until the youngest child's out of college, that gives us enough runway to make sure that we can readjust.
Okay. That makes sense.
Now, the one thing that most people overlook regarding insurance is disability insurance.
Right. Yeah. So that's something you and I just talked about because obviously I'm a commission-based employee, 100% commission, and if something happens to me even in short term, it really affects my ability to earn. And so, who are like prime candidates for disability insurance?
At risk of coming across as a greedy person. My advice is if you are reliant on your income to sustain your family's lifestyle, then you need to have as much disability insurance as you can get.
Yeah. Okay.
There are some folks who are working because they enjoy it, right? So they've either saved enough, or they have a successful exit from a business, or they win the Powerball or something.
I think you have to buy one of those tickets to win, don't you?
That's
I'm
what I
waiting for them
heard.
to call me up one
Yeah,
day. Just
yeah.
say, congratulations.
I always feel like I could win the Powerball someday,
Yeah.
but then I never buy a ticket.
Yeah.
Is that like the definition of lazy
Or smart.
or smart?
Yeah.
Yeah, like
One
yeah,
or the
exactly.
other,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Because it's not hitting any of the places I would have bought a ticket.
Yeah. No.
That's how I'm ahead.
My wife has this thing where she says when you're out at, like, traveling, she always wants to buy a lottery ticket. And she's like, because they're always from out of
They
state.
are.
I said,
Many
that's
places.
because it's a worldwide or a nationwide thing. I don't know if she thinks that,
Except for
like,
in Vegas, Las Vegas.
Huh.
None.
no.
No.
Nope. No.
Really?
When I lived out there, you could not. Yeah.
That's fascinating.
Wow. So great financial advice. Number
Yeah,
one,
no kidding.
Yeah.
don't buy a Powerball ticket or any lottery tickets.
Unless you win. Right?
Yeah,
Then it's
great.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Then make sure you call him and
Yeah.
he's got other avenues he would like to
right.
talk to you about. A little more aggressive.
That's so funny. And when a lot of people think disability insurance, they think, well, I'm a super smart marketing guy and I build websites and I've got a glorious beard.
Hi, Josh.
Hi, Josh.
No,
Josh is behind the camera, everybody.
Josh didn't say this in particular, but if some folks will say, I've got a desk job, or I work on computers, or I could do my job from anywhere, and I'd have to be a vegetable before something bad would happen to me, right?
You've had this conversation a time or
A
two.
lot, right? Because
I can only imagine all these excuses.
Oh yeah,
Right?
because most folks, their Superman cape is
yeah.
underneath their shirt. So disability insurance pays out if you lose at least 20% or larger portion of your income.
Wow.
So if you have at least 1 day's loss, time or income, the policy will step in and pay a benefit.
So that's great information. So in my business, there's a dirty 4-letter word, and it is FSBO. Okay.
Bless you.
For sale by owner, right? And so that's a 4-letter word. Also, these discount brokerages that give no service to their clients, right? Like, why should someone pay a financial advisor?
So not everybody needs to. So that might be surprising for some to hear, but for some folks, they can figure it out on their own. And there are resources out there that can offer, just like for sale by owner. Like for some people, they can figure out how to do it and do it successfully. A lot of folks, on the other hand, find it an intimidating process. Vanguard did a study a while back and found that the average financial advisor can add up to about 3% to their client's overall value. Some of that is through portfolio construction. Some of that is through wealth management, the way that assets are positioned. And then some of that is through behavioral counseling.
Right.
And so what I have found is that a lot of the conversations around behavioral counseling and making sure that people are saving enough, they've got somebody to talk to when they have a question about this, that, or the other.
Right.
They don't have to do all their own research. They've got somebody that say, hey, I'm thinking about doing this thing. That counseling can account for up to half of the fee.
Yeah.
And so for a lot of people, that's having that trusted person to go to is really worth it.
Yeah. No, that makes sense. Yeah, I mean, and so, like, I think one key thing you said, you get an overall plus of 3% on average, right? So, like, similar in our industry, that a FSBO home sells on average for 6%, amazingly, less than a home that sells with a realtor, and
It's a big number.
And well,
it
that's
is.
pretty much the entire commission, right?
Yeah. Oh,
interesting.
So really, you're paying. So for you, somebody comes to you, they're even though they're paying out of their fund, you're getting them 3% extra that they wouldn't.
For the,
right?
compli- for,
So
the
it's
compliance
free.
for the compliance officers that are listening, I'm not saying we guarantee. Northwestern Mutual does not endorse any tax or legal matters contained in this presentation. Does not approve the presentation nor the ideas within it for use with the public.
That's amazing.
I can say it, right? I'm just saying.
No, we don't guarantee.
Right. There's no
3%,
such
right.
thing as guarantee.
No, but
Right.
but the value added, just like in buying real estate, right? There are things that a realtor does to add value.
Right.
Such as the way you take the pictures for the home, for
Right.
the listings, the
Right.
way you show it, has a significant impact.
Right.
In the same.
I mean, HGTV tells them everything they need to know. Never mind. I digress. I'm just.
Yes, you are.
You're gonna get a
I'm
cease
gonna
and
get.
desist.
Yeah, I'm gonna get.
Somebody's gonna throw you a
Somebody's gonna
blast.
kill me. Yeah, somebody's gonna kill me. But it's yeah. So anyway.
So for those, just like when you go to sell a home, some people find it to be an intimidating experience, and they want somebody to just sit beside them and guide them through the process. When you're trying to figure out all the lending options, having a professional to sit down and not go to that app, right? You know,
Right.
there's having someone professional to sit down and go, no, here are your choices and here's the right answer,
Right.
is worth something.
Yeah.
And
It
so, same with financial planning, there is some value that's brought by having a professional sit down with you and say, hey, yes, you're on track to hit your goals. No, you're not. Here are some things to consider, and here's some adjustments to make.
Gotcha. Well, so coming up July 12th,
Yes.
the three of us plus Old Town Design Group are sponsoring a concert at Carmel Clay Terrace with My Yellow Rickshaw. This is an event that I've been, and Andy's actually been doing for several years now, and it's a great event. It's great for families. It's free to the public. However, there is a VIP area where we'll have food and drinks for and some maybe a little bit of swag, maybe some giveaways.
Swag.
You know, for our guests. And if you'd like to be a VIP guest, I'd love for you to either comment on the video or
Reach out to
send
one of us, for sure.
send any of us an email or a text or however it is that you communicate. Smoke signals,
Telepathy, carrier pigeons.
Yeah, carrier pigeons.
yeah.
I love when carrier pigeons show up at my window in the morning. Yeah, it's amazing. It's amazing. Yeah.
We digress. Okay, so if we want to meet anybody needs Andy,
Yeah. So how do people
how
find
do we
you?
find you?
www.jandrewhammond.com
Perfect.
would be a great place to find me.
Awesome.
Okay, perfect.
Or comment, reach out.
Yeah.
He's our I got a guy.
So, hope you guys see you guys at the concert and hope to see you here next week.
See you guys.
Thanks, everybody.
See ya.